Anchor is the easiest way to make a podcast. Anchor gives you everything you need in one place for free, which you can use right from your phone or computer. Creation tools allows you to record and edit your broadcast so it sounds great. And they even distribute your broadcast for you so that it can be heard everywhere. Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Google Podcasts. So make sure you download the Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started.
Hi everyone, host Damian Anderson from Future Educators Talk. If you have a question, concerns about Future Educators Talk, stories to share, feedback to make Future Educators Talk better, reactions to the topics the co-hosts discuss, jokes to tell, or someone you would like for the co-host to interview, please send them in to the co-hosts by direct messaging them on Instagram at Future Educators Talk, emailing them at futureeducatorstalk@gmail.com, or sending in a voice message at anchor.fm/futureedtalk and click on the message tab to where you can record your questions into them. Thanks for supporting Future Educators Talk.
Hello everyone, this is me, Andrew Frett here. I'm one of the co-hosts of Future Educators Talk. Today, this week is going to be a special edition week, which means we are getting prepared for the fourth season. Yes, we are getting prepared for the fourth season of Future Educators Talk, which premieres on Thursday, August 6th, with a brand new co-host. As you can hear, Damian Anderson is out today. He'll be back next week with another topic. So today's topic is going to be about Bubba Wallace and NASCAR. Now, this happened back at the end of June / the start of July. So I'm going to go ahead and read you. I'm going to go ahead and read you an article of what happened during that time. So first and foremost, we're going to go ahead and say this right here. So the Confederate first, Bubba Wallace Jr. If you don't know who is Bubba Wallace Jr. is, he is the first and the only black male African American to drive for NASCAR. The only one. And back in June 10th, he called for Confederate flags to be banned from all races. So this just comes 3 days after Unified Front Against Racism at Atlanta Motor Speedway, and that was before his car had hit the track at Martinsville. And NASCAR announced it was officially pulling the battle banner of a nation gone off its racetrack properties. So in this statement, which I quote, "The presence of the Confederate flag at NASCAR events runs contrary to our commitment to providing a welcoming and inclusive environment for all friends and competitors in our industry. Bringing people together around love for racing and the community it creates is what makes fans and sports special." The display of the Confederate flag will be prohibited from all NASCAR events and properties. End quote. So it's like they listen and they take action, which I really love. Because of Bubba Wallace, because he took action, he lead the way, basically. He lead the way of that. So, he lead the way. And then, a few days after that, so on June 21st, Sunday, June 21st, they were supposed to race at Talladega, but it got rained out due to weather and Mother Nature. NASCAR released a statement Sunday night, June 21st, that a noose has been found in a Talladega Super Speedway garage stall belonging to, again, African-American full-time driver Bubba Wallace, and it ended Tuesday, June 23rd, with the FBI saying it would not pursue federal charges after its investigation at Talladega found the noose formed from a garage pull rope that had been there at least October. Late Tuesday, there was a relief among people in the NASCAR garage, some embarrassment among those same people, and gleeful celebrations on social media from those from the beginning had claimed that it was a hoax. Which I'm gonna get to that in just a second. But just 2 days after that, NASCAR on Thursday completed its investigation, with the president Steve Phillips saying, and I quote, "The news was real, and our initial reaction was to protect our driver." So, and they released the photo of that Thursday. So, of course, there is the question. So, did Wallace ever see the news? No, until NASCAR brought it to its attention Sunday night. Again, because of the pandemic, team roster restrictions, and the nature of a weekday race schedule, a bit limited of people were allowed in the garage area at all. So, and one member of the 43 team found the news, reported to NASCAR security, and then took it to NASCAR and his executive team. So, Wallace did not see the news. He was informed about it, and that's what people don't get, is that he was informed of the incident. He did not see it. He did not make it. He was informed of it. Of course, this was widely reported Sunday night and into Monday, despite what Bubba was on it, considering there's might tell you. So, were the NASCAR officials embarrassed by the FBI report and how they handled the investigation? Is yes and no, with a higher percentage towards no. And then ever since then, Bubba was the main, he has been on interviews and stuff like that. But one thing that really stood out to me, because I was at work, and this is what I think it was. This happened Monday. So this happened Monday. This happened July 6th. So beginning of July, about 11 days ago, actually a couple of days ago. So the president, our lovely president, attacked Bubba Wallace NASCAR in a tweet Monday morning. I saw the tweet. And he also criticizes NASCAR's decision to ban the Confederate flag from races, claiming it had led to low ratings. This is the tweet that Trump tweeted, and I quote, "Has Bubba Wallace apologized to all those great NASCAR drivers and officials who came to his aid, stood by his side, and were willing to sacrifice everything for him, only to find out that the whole thing was just another hoax. That and flag decision has caused the lowest ratings ever." Okay, so let's just break this down. So, has Bubba Wallace apologized to all those great NASCAR drivers and officials who came to his aid? First off, he don't have to apologize to nobody, because again, he was informed of it. He did not see it. He did not make it. He was informed about what happened, and then he took action. So imagine someone, something is not right, and you want to take action. That's what Bubba Wallace did. And also, first off, that's why you have that support system, so that you have friends and family and that will stand by your side when stuff like this happen. And again, it was not a hoax. It's not a hoax because, again, his team member saw it and informed it and reported it. Bubba took that information from his team member and he took action. That's why that Monday night on race day, they pushed his car. The crew members, all the competitors, pushed his car to the front of the grid during the national anthem. And that's why you see so many hashtags "I stand with Bubba" on social media. And that and flag decision has caused lowest ratings ever. That's where you're wrong, sir. Because actually, it wasn't the lowest ratings ever. It was from what I saw. From what I saw was that it had the highest ratings because it was the only sport that was in action. So the FBI investigation determined that the noose that was in the garage was there as early as October 2019. So it has been there since last year. And again, like I said before, ahead of the Geico 500, NASCAR drivers rallied around Wallace before the race and pushed his car down the track to the front of the field to support. And on Monday, he released a statement, and I quote, about encouraging the next generations to choose love over hate. And I quote, "Your words and actions will always be held to a higher standard than others. You don't learn these things in school. You learn them through trials and tribulations, ups and downs, these crazy world fights. You will always have people testing you, seeing if you can knock off your pedestal. And I encourage you to keep your head up high and walk proudly on the path you've chosen." And he added, "The last thing, always deal with hate being thrown at you with love. Love over hate every day. Love should come naturally as people are taught to hate, even when it's hate from the President of the United States. Love wins." And I end quote. So, that right there shows how crazy this past 2 weeks has been during this quarantine and COVID-19. So it's been crazy. So again, that's all I have to say about this topic, because I've left with no words. So, I mean, really, it's just ridiculous. So, until then, because it's ridiculous, it really is. So, like I said, Damian Anderson and our brand new co-host will be back next week. We are during the next 2 weeks. We are preparing you for the season 4 of Future Educators Talk, which will premiere on Thursday, August 6th, with a brand new co-host. So make sure you follow us on all of our social medias, on Twitter at Future Ed Talk, on Facebook at Future Educators Talk, as well as on Instagram at Future Educators Talk, and on YouTube on Future Educators Talk. So make sure you subscribe and tap that bell, because you never know what may be happening. So for next week, the crew will be back together next week. We will be talking about college students took bets on and intentionally spread COVID-19. So stay tuned for that for next week, because it's gonna be a tough one. Also, make sure you stay tuned next week for the season 4 promo, which premieres next week as well. So make sure you stay tuned for that. So the preseason special edition continues. I am one of the co-hosts, Future Andrew Frett, and I will see y'all next week with a brand new episode during this quarantine, COVID-19. Till then, make sure you wash your hands, and don't forget, We are in this together. We'll get through this. And make sure you stay safe during this COVID-19. It's real. So stay safe out there. Okay? You can follow me, yours truly, Andrew Frett, on Twitter at DAREN_Frett, and on my Instagram page, it's Andrew Frett. And you can follow Damian Anderson at the Damian Anderson on Instagram and at _Damian Anderson on Twitter. And of course, again, you can follow us on our social medias on Twitter at Future Ed Talk. Instagram page is at Future Educators Talk. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel at Future Educators Talk. And make sure you tap the bell so that you can be notified when a new episode comes out. And make sure you like our Facebook page at Future Educators Talk, so that you will never know what is happening, because you never know what's going to be happening. So make sure you stay tuned, or otherwise you will be missing out. Also, we are also on Spotify as well. We are on all Google platforms. We are all on all podcast platforms. So anywhere that you listen to podcasts, all you have to do, just search up Future Educators Talk, and then boom, bada boom, bada boom. We are on there. We are on Google Podcasts, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, you name it, we're on there. So if you're not, then you is missing out. Like, you are missing out. But let me stop on rambling because I have to save my rambling. So for the questions. So what do y'all think about this? Like, what is your thoughts about this? Because to me, I'm infuriated. Because the fact that everybody is blaming him because they think that he is the one that did it. And again, he was informed about it, that he didn't do it, so why in the world would he do it? And he has nothing to do with it. It just doesn't make any sense. Doesn't make any sense at all. But until then, I will see y'all next week. So my name is Andrew Frett, co-host of Future Educators Talk, and this is Future Educators Talk. See y'all next week.
Don't just listen to Future Educators Talk on your smartphone. Continue the conversation online. Like us on Facebook. Be a part of the conversation by telling us what you think. Join us on Instagram for behind-the-scenes content. And follow along on Twitter to stay up to date with what's happening on our podcast and beyond. It's you who keeps Future Educators Talk going. So like, comment, share, and connect everywhere with us. You get social. Let's listen.